So you can sit here and say that you're owed a check from the government. Okay, you can think that. I don't disagree with you. I think our veterans are owed a lot more than 16 million people are getting right now. I've talked about this for many, many years. But that doesn't mean you're going to get it. It doesn't matter what you think you're owed. This is about the reality of the circumstances that we are in. So, good morning, friends. How are you? Wintertime is hard to work in because you battle between freezing your buns off and then suddenly you get super, super hot. It's hot. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your beanies. Whatever. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. And I hope that you're doing well today. I hope that you are busy. Yeah. So I have a couple of things I want to talk to you about this morning in the video. And yeah, I'm going to sit here because we are digging out the side of the barn. I did get some really good, I'm going to have a really good late lunchy breakfast. Brunch. Hang on, look here. So I cleared out all those eggs and those girls are still going over that spot where Blanche was. And look, 2 fresh turkey eggs. If you've never had turkey eggs, they're delicious. Somebody, I don't want to say they're sweet, but let me put it this way. If I scrambled you up some turkey eggs, you wouldn't know the difference. I mean, you really wouldn't. Now, duck eggs, you would. I agree with you. I like duck eggs, but they're not my favorite. I like quail eggs, I love turkey eggs, and I love goose eggs. A goose egg is delicious, honey. Woo-hoo-hoo, hello. But right now, my turkeys are laying a lot of eggs. This is the first 2 of the morning. They're kind of making up for them chickens down there, them varmints. Guys, I just want to say to you, I have, for those of you that are new, those of you that have been here for a long time, this is going to be repetitive, so just give me a second. If you've only been watching me a couple months, I highly recommend you go back over the last 10 years, over 2,000 videos I have. I have a ton of chicken egg, brooder, how to feed your chicken care. I mean, that's probably my biggest, they're coming. My babies are showing up. Did you see the deer? I noticed in my video yesterday, I was talking, they were like, you could see their little tails in the background. So anyway, turkey eggs are wonderful, but if you have questions about chickens or in chicken care, I am taking some notes. I will be hopefully soon some refreshing videos about chicken care. Yes, brooders, mama hens, just name it, okay? I really do have a lot of information about chickens. It may not be your style, but the information is there if you need it, okay? Promise you. But feel free to ask me questions. I'm kind of having a battle with myself on how I should talk to you in this video. How about I just throw it on the wall, and if it sticks, it sticks. If it don't, it don't. I think that's what you want from people that you watch when we do our talking videos. And when people sit and we talk like this, we are thinking out loud. We are expressing ourselves based upon our experiences and things that we are seeing all over from not just people we know, but also things that we see through experiences of you. I mean, we're going on 500,000 viewers, so I very much... your comments and your experiences are as valuable, if not more valuable, than me sitting here talking. Obviously, we talk about the things in the news, but the problem is a lot of times when people expect you to cite sources, take a lot of things that you see with a grain of salt. They are a lead-in to something you should think about. I try to provoke you to think, okay? And it's 99.5% of you appreciated that yesterday, and yeah, I got a little upset. I got a little emotional, and I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna be very blunt about it. I get sick and tired of seeing individuals try to put down people like you, and people like me, people like you, because the obvious is all around us. And they use a lot of condescension. They name call you. If you're all these things, right? That's the war game. Okay. That's the psychological game. It's a spiritual and psychological game. That's the game of demons. That's what they do. If they don't like what you're saying, or if they don't agree, instead of scrolling on or coming up with a way to present what they think on their forums or in their blogs or wherever they are, no, that instead of actually creating a solution to the problem, they deny the problem and you're crazy. And because of that, we have a lot of people that are still sheep that are being led by the nose. And I don't want you to be that person. I don't want you to experience more difficulties than you should, than we will. I'm trying to get you ahead of that. I've been working on that for the last 10 years here, particularly the last 3 years. This is what I say. So we go into the idea of, I've done a lot of videos about homesteading. I'm going to try to stay out of the sunlight a little bit, for many, many years. And then my life has shifted into, okay, this is why we did this. So see, moving out to the country, starting a small homestead, homeschooling my children, living on one income, being debt-free as much as possible, all the time as much as possible, living a frugal lifestyle, living below your means, trying to teach your children. I had, many of you may not know this, for 4 years straight in a row, I had huge homesteading conferences, prior to a lot of other things that you see. And I'm glad other people caught on and started doing it. It's wonderful. People need to learn. COVID ended that for me in 2020 and 2021, and I haven't gone back because, see, things became so real. All the things that they tell you you're crazy for thinking and believing became so obviously in front of our face that I have shifted to my home, taking care of my home, building my skills, assisting my husband more, finishing up my children through homeschool. So here's what I'm saying to you. I'm going to say several things in this video, and I hope you hang out with me. I'm going to be blunt in saying this. And the thing is no matter what I say, I'm going to upset somebody, or I'm going to offend somebody, or somebody's going to troll just because, they're bored in their mom's basement with a cup of ramen noodles. And so the only thing that they can do is lash out, call you names. And you get this too. This is not just me. I represent what you're going through. This is why we're such a good community. I'm not trying to represent you. You should represent yourself. But I'm saying, I know that you're sharing these experiences that you see me go through in a public forum. You're experiencing them in a private forum too. We all are, because we've all been crazy. We're not so crazy anymore, are we? No. So I'm just going to say what I'm going to say, and the cards will fall where they fall, because it's all going to come out in the wash anyway. It already is. Okay? This is the year of the truth teller. I mean, we're at a point in time where I never, and I've said this many times over the past several years, I never want to be the person to say I told you so. I don't think, you know why? Because I'm not going to have to, because these people already know. But there was a small handful of people yesterday that I scared. They say I scared the britches off of them, caused them stress and high blood pressure. What I'm going to say right now is going to sound defensive. That's not the way it's supposed to sound, and that's not the way I'm meaning it. But I'm going to go ahead and say that right now, because somebody's going to come back and say, "You're just so defensive. Why do you care?" I care because I want people to be safe. But here's what I'm going to say to you. I'm not doomsdaying you. Patara is that name is me, this person, but other people like me. We're not the ones causing the problems in this country. How could we? I'm not the one that is allowing 16 million people to come. We don't have a border. So did I do that? No. Did I release hell on you in 2020? No, I didn't. Am I the person, or anybody for that matter? It's not just Patara, it's anybody. This is about taking self-responsibility and self-control. And this is why people are having a hard time, because that I told you so just went right in their face, and they went, I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, some people are trying. I'm not talking about you if you are trying. So don't confuse the two. I will not let that stand. See, there they go. I am talking about individuals that have been in denial and that have done nothing on purpose. I told you this last week. They're doing it. It's on purpose. How in the world are you alive right now and not know something is wrong? Every breathing adult should know things are chaotic, crazy. They're walking back and forth. And what should you be doing about that? The inflation alone, the price of housing alone, despite anything else going on, should make you pause with a cause of concern, right? So I am sorry. I am going to rebuke taking any responsibility for you not being able to handle the reality that we are in. I'm not trying to doomsday you. I talk about what's going on. And when somebody asked me, somebody would say to me, just like I've heard them say to several other people, which is totally false. You're talking about this, but you're not giving solutions. Oh, I've given many solutions. People that I watch give solutions continually. So in the name of Jesus, I rebuke that statement from you because it is a lie. I have been, and many people that I have referred you to watch over the years, recent years, they also are giving solutions. Here's the ultimate thing. The solution lies within you. I can give general ideas of all the things that you should be doing, and I'm going to, but I can't make you do that. And it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. You have to be an adult and sit down, as I always tell you, and do what works for you. Pray. Yeah. Talk to your spouse. Talk to your mama, whatever, and write out a plan and put it to action. That's on you. Just as it's on me. You are not responsible for going and collecting my turkey eggs and moving my cows and milking my goats and feeding my chickens and, washing my dishes and doing 7 loads of laundry today or digging out holes for concrete pad. I don't expect you to come here and find solutions to my problems or my work here on my farm. So therefore, you should not expect me to find all the solutions for you. That is your responsibility. That is the problem with this country, is that we have had it so good so long, which has led us down the slaughter line, that we think we're supposed to be taken care of by somebody else. We think that we are owed that. You're not owed crap. I'm not owed crap. Yesterday, when I talked about the list of things that could be cut off from you because it's coming from the government, somebody actually didn't understand it and got offended and thought that I was, in a sense, kind of putting down military and veterans. Excuse me, my husband is a veteran. So are all of his brothers. The men in my family are veterans. And they understand what's going on. So you can sit here and say that you're owed a check from the government. Okay, you can think that. I don't disagree with you. I think our veterans are owed a lot more than 16 million people are getting right now. I've talked about this for many, many years. But that doesn't mean you're going to get it. It doesn't matter what you think you're owed. This is about the reality of the circumstances that we are in. Whether things fall today or tomorrow or in 10 years, I don't know. But what I do know is that you have to be busier than a bee preparing for that, because it takes a long time for people in this day and age to be prepared for hard times because they've never had them. You've never had them. You have had personal circumstances that were difficult and people have had hard lives as individuals. Yes. But as a country as a whole, you have not lived 1932 and 1933. And that's the closest thing that we can compare it to. I actually think we should be comparing ourselves to 1863. The hell that our grandparents and family members, if you had family members alive during that time, I know I did. And they went through hell. I would argue probably worse than the depression if we really knew all the stories. But that is on you. That's not me attacking you. That's not me being ugly. This is stating the facts. So when you say to me, I've raised your blood pressure, no ma'am, I didn't raise your blood pressure. The inability for you to understand the circumstances that you have been in for years, and the train track that you are standing on with the light coming straight at you, that I didn't cause that. I didn't do that, and I'm not taking responsibility for that. What I will take responsibility for is doing the best that I can to open people's eyes and to make them think and to hopefully motivate them to start taking action and doing for themselves today, because we're on our own. So the solutions, that's what you're asking. Well, first things first. Here's the solution. Get a piece of paper. Even if you have to find something that's already been written on, turn it over. Find a pencil, find a pen, and start writing out your goals. Start writing out your budget. How can you get control more of your budget? How can you stockpile food more? I have endless pantry videos, particularly over the last 3 years, almost begging you to please be getting at least 5 cans a week. I go to Aldi, or when I go to Dollar General, or I pick up things, I try to show you hauls and prices to encourage you to consider these items to put on your shelf. I've talked about animals that I think are worthy to have versus not, if you are just now trying to get into a little bit more of self-sufficiency. I've talked about paying off debt till I can't talk about it anymore. I've talked about getting a side hustle and doing the best that you can in terms of your finances all day long. I have beat the drum for years on yanking your kids out of these camps and literally homeschooling and educating them yourselves. I did it. Every video that you've ever seen from me, in fact, one of my very, very first videos, which was horribly filmed, was me talking about homeschooling your kids. You can go all the way back, almost 10 years ago, and I'm talking about how we homeschool and how you should homeschool. Do I have solutions? All day long. I have an entire month series of me only cooking and eating what I had grown or had in my home, and I only cooked them outside on wood heat for 30 days in August. You talk about hard. Building a fire is not hard. Frying an egg is not hard. But when that's what you do day in, day out, it won't take you long to figure out. That's why a lot of times in the past, historically, that's all the women did. Because it was so time consuming. And you have to finesse everything or you're going to burn it to learn it. And you should. The bottom line is, folks, is it's not a warning anymore about entering the valley. You're in the valley. My hope, just like I posted to you on December 26th, go back into my community page and it will show you that date, December 26th. I posted to you all over my social media that Jesus is our hope for 2024. I think you see that now. I think a lot of people understand what that means now. Nobody's coming to help you. Nobody's coming to help me. If that scares you, good. As my husband said yesterday, because I told him somebody said one lady, and she wasn't mean, but she said she's going to have to turn off the video because I stressed her out so bad. Good. Good. That's good. Let me tell you something in closing. Because when I opened my eyes this morning, I was thinking about all of these things. Because it breaks my heart to see people talk like that. Because in one small little way, it makes me feel like I failed somebody. And I know I didn't, because I have no control over that. I'm just a woman sitting here smelling like a goat, about to go fry an egg, and talking to you in freezing temperatures, okay? And you need to do what you can do for yourself. I can't make you. I can't. I want to, but I'm busting my butt just to save ourselves over here. And I'm working so hard for my family. my children, my mama, my daddy, my nana, my Miss Lou, my husband. And I'm trying to inspire you to do the same. We're trying to shake you and wake you so you start doing the same, because I don't want it to be too late in any form or fashion for anybody. When I opened my eyes this morning, I was thinking about a training session, and I talk about this because this is where a lot of my, I don't know what the word is, my perspective on how to handle things. I'm not a quiet person. Yeah, I can be aggressive, because aggression is, personal aggression in terms of getting things done or speaking the truth is sometimes being just blunt. You just have to say it. You just have to do it. There's no other way. So, in short and sweet, there were three. There were several special training sessions that I took when I was in Israeli Krav Maga. I took 3.5 years of lessons. That's how long it took for me to complete my black belt. I moved after that, so we stopped. I need to get back in it, but here's the fact. One day we were doing a session where we were learning and practicing how to get out of being grabbed by the waist and by behind. There's ways to get out of that. And it's brutal. But they started out the session by grabbing you, men, not women. It was men, big men. And they were and they would allow you to go through the motions of what all you need to do to get out. First session was about they're coming to get you because they're going to put you in the trunk of a car. So that they tell you these things to get your adrenaline pumping, because you're going to fight harder. Because that fear factor just kicked in. Fear is not a bad thing. And so you go through the motion. And do you know what they said to me, that he said to me, whispered to me the last time? You're going to have to get out because we're taking your kid. And I looked over, and another gentleman, trainer, had grabbed my son. All of my boys took as well. And they were grabbing him and me at the same time. And when they said to me they were taking my child, I've never fought that hard in my life. Even though, and they knew that. So believe me, they squeezed harder. That traumatized me, because I wasn't expecting that. I'm fighting for me all the time, fighting for me. You're not going to take me. You're not going to. It wasn't about me. It was about my son. All of this that I do, and that you should be doing as well, should be for your children. You may not have children, but you may have a niece or a nephew, younger generations. This is what this is about. This is why the division is happening. Dividing the generations. The comparison of boomer, Gen X, millennial. Dividing us. We're the dumb, stupid, idiot old people. They'll fall away while we take the younger generations. I've said this before. Think about it. If you have a parent that is a narcissist, abusive, a lot of times you'll find that they are abusive in different ways to their children. And one of the best manipulations is to divide the children. So they're constantly saying this to this child over here, and they're constantly saying this another time or another day, they're doing this to this one over here. It's a division. Because see, if the children came together, despite how they look different, even though they're brothers and sisters, they may think different, they may look different, they may act different, there may be a large age gap. I know there's a huge age gap with me and my sister. But when the siblings, the children, come together and finally realize what the parent is doing, there's not a civil divide between the children anymore. They come together. That's exactly what's going on. I hope this video finds you well. I hope the video yesterday impacted you in the way that I meant for it to. It was not to deliberately put you into a panic to where it immobilizes you. It is to make you think. And after you digest that and realize what's going on, that you take action, that you find the solutions that help you. You've been led to the water. You've been led to the water. Not just by me. There's a lot of people talking. Common sense should have led you to the water long ago. Maybe you didn't make it that day. I get it. But hopefully you have today. What are you going to do about it for yourself, but most importantly, for the children? Like, subscribe, and share. I love you, love you, love you. I do. Even the ones, the small little handful of you that I don't think reciprocate that. That's okay. That's okay. Hopefully we woke you up. Godspeed. God bless. Pray for this great nation. If you have no answers for what you need to do, then what you need to do first is pray. God is going to lead you, as I have said many, many times, in the direction, and you will start experiencing an awakening that you have never felt before. But you have to pray for it. You have to allow it. That is your responsibility. Love you. Godspeed. Like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you guys in the next video.